jumped in on the scene, dressed in something mean, came through with the team. Y'all looking like snacks, a mighty fine cuisine. If you're not vibing with us, then please don't intervene. No, please don't intervene.
Yeah, boy. What's first?
What?
Colorado shooting? Oh boy.
Second mass shooting in 2 weeks.
I don't know a lot about this topic. We'll have to talk about Colorado and the Florida shooter, or what the fuck happened. I missed out on the shooting from last week, so.
Yeah, we're not going to read it.
This should just not.
It's very depressing, but
this one shows like a timeline too, I think, which I found like really weird. Because like the timeline was like he was there for like an hour, and I was like, yo, y'all can do shit for an hour?
what do you mean? Well, we'll get into it. Explain it on the podcast because I want to be.
When I go?
Wait, hold on, this is the match mandate. Which one goes first?
Nigga, why your hand move? Why your hand move, bro? What you trying to get into?
I'm not sure if I deleted it or what happened to it. I don't know what's going on.
Straight rags. It's so fucking funny.
What you trying to get into?
That smirk is hilarious, bro.
That shit's funny.
Oh my god, bro. We should react to his videos. I think
Yes,
we get a lot of traction.
we should definitely do that.
But you ready?
Yes.
And we're back with more content for you people. So we're gonna start out with a little morbid topic, but it's definitely something that we want to speak on. In Colorado, we had another mass shooting in what has it been 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, I saw I heard something where like we've had like over like 100 this year already. But,
What?
Like, mass shooting total defined as like I think it's like 4 more people.
Oh, really?
So like I think like if you use that definition,
I guess
there's been like over 100. But if you want to use like where it's like
I would say more than 10.
like
would be.
like a public mass shooting, I guess you
Yeah.
want to call it that.
That's probably the second one.
The ones that are I guess like more well seen or more well like covered by news.
Yeah.
This is the second one we've seen in 2 weeks. And 21-year-old man in Colorado.
He was only 21?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
I can't say his name. His name is Ahmad something. I'm sorry. I don't
He doesn't really deserve us to speak on his name.
But he entered a grocery store last week, shooting 10 people to death. One was a police officer who entered the store at first, I think, responded to the scene, and he died. And this guy ended up going to jail. He's being charged right now. Even leaving the scene like still alive with your life and anything like that, that's kind of crazy.
Honestly.
Like he's still here killing people and cops, but yeah, it's cool. We got him in handcuffs now.
Bro, this
Victims' age range from 20 to 65. They say I can't think of the day this happened on. I'm sorry, but it started about 2:30 p.m. That's when people started hearing the shootings and like shit going on. And then around like he had an AR pistol and then an AR style machine gun, I guess. And then around like 2:30, you start hearing shots. Around like 2:34, the dispatcher says, "Yo, I think we got an active shooter at this grocery store." Then still things going on still, but this is still like a long time. Like imagine being in that store when this is happening. Like he started shooting around 2:30. Then 10 minutes later, you just not hearing like the cops say, "All right, we might have a problem here," and you already been there 10 minutes. He's still shooting shots.
That's insane.
This went on for like I want to say around it was 3:40 is when like he finally 3:30 was when like he kind of like surrendered to them. So
how could they not?
And like he's in there for an hour doing this. And luckily, some people were able to escape or hide, but some people weren't so lucky.
Why does it take so long?
It did. Like the response time is like really baffling to me.
An hour?
Did they just not have anybody close enough, or did they not know what to do?
I guess when you have people inside too, like innocent people inside too, you don't know how to like.
They gotta map out a plan,
assess the situation. I mean,
at the same time, people are dying, and we gotta do something.
I mean,
somebody gotta show up. Jeez.
I mean, the only excuse I can imagine would be you don't know how many shooters, you don't know what's going on, and so like it's if you comprehend the fact that it's a very dangerous situation,
you don't want to just rush in there.
You don't just rush in there and then have it be a mass shootout, not have every officer on duty have a sound plan or what to do, and then chaos ensue. You know what I mean? Because situations like this, and I'm not trying to go on a political kind of rant or anything like that, but it's a situation like this. A lot of people who believe in the Second Amendment, to the hardest extent, believe that every good guy with a gun is a bad guy with a gun. But a situation like this, when you can't identify who is causing the shooting, then you leave yourself with people who are individuals trying to be an innocent, trying to be I guess a good Samaritan. And when you're in regular clothes and not an official officer of the law, you can't be identified as bad guy or good guy.
Yeah.
And so, for them, I can't fathom what they were thinking. I don't think the hour wait to apprehend the guy was intentional, as far as, or not intentional, negligence.
No, you gotta have a plan for you to go in and start shooting. You know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, I feel like that's just a long time for a guy with a gun to be in a store.
Yeah.
Just walking around looking for victims.
That's really sad, dude. Overall,
I couldn't imagine being even in this spot, like not being able to leave. Like you don't know where you can walk that way to actually. You see action right there.
Yeah.
Like, can I make it there without him seeing me? Like, am I safe? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Was it
Yeah, you imagine you got kids with you too. You trying to figure
just
out.
imagine just going to the places you
Just
never expect
went to get
anything
apples.
crazy to
I'm
happen.
gonna to get apples.
You
I'm
just-
like, nah, this shit.
It's a grocery store.
I want to go
You
get.
go, how many times do we go to a grocery store?
I went to today.
Yeah,
for-
I was just
for
there,
food.
actually, yeah.
The other day.
It's just anything can happen at any time, and I don't understand why people need semi-automatic weapons.
So, did they identify a motive for the shooter?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't myself. But I mean, I know he is like on trial or so. Like I'm pretty sure they gave a briefing after this happened.
I'm just
But I
hoping.
didn't see that.
I hope this doesn't boil down to
Mental illness.
right off the mental illness. Be like, well, brain, mentality, drugs help the people who are sick, and that's it. And we avoid questioning gun laws again.
I mean, shit. He got the gun the same day. He got the gun. The
Dude,
same
that
day.
makes no
Passed the
sense.
background check and
That
everything.
makes zero. That makes absolute no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
I don't care
that's
who
the
you are.
worst part about it. Like the gun, the fucking rules about getting a gun are just not extensive enough.
You can be left, right, up, down, middle. I don't really care. Like it's just the fact that
It should take longer.
or not happen at all because you passed. You passed it the same day. You literally walked in, said your name, gave your driver's license, and walked out with a gun. That makes
But I feel like it should be like a few days before you're allowed to get the weapon. Because this doesn't seem like a crime of passion, but that could avoid certain things like that of people just being really upset. I need to kill someone today. I need to go get a gun. It should take some time for people to calm down, like a few days.
Well, I want you to say calm down. I mean, well, yes. I mean, you're right. Calm down, as in if it was a
Think
crime of
shit
passion,
out.
right? Because the shooting from the week before, it was targeted between a certain business and a certain people,
Yeah.
and so that makes sense. Things correlate on why this guy might have a motive for whatever reasons based off his past. So far, they've not announced why he wanted to shoot people up on the same day.
Yeah.
For a grocery store. All we know is public space, same day gun, same day shooting, and after that is just guessing work.
I'm just glad that the place that I work at decided to not sell guns anymore because of stuff like this. Like, because one of the mass shootings that happened, Dick's Sporting Goods had sold a gun to that person. So the CEO said, we're done with this. We're going to get out of the ammunition and firearm business. Just so, even though we're not responsible for it, it still holds heavy on our hearts. Because I could have been the one that sold the gun. I have a background check saying that I can sell weapons to people.
Yeah.
So it would just be really sad if that person turned around and shot up people in the parking lot.
It's crazy you mentioned that because I didn't tell y'all, but a week before I went on vacation, the store down the road from my job. So the company that I work for, we have corporate stores and we have franchise stores that are indirect stores. And the indirect store are seen more like very small places that have some of the same products that we have, but less people working. And so for me, our staff, we have about, more than a handful of people. At their stores, they have about, lucky to see maybe 2 or 3 people working a day.
Okay.
The people knew that this guy was working by himself that day, had the same products we had, the same phone, same equipment. They knew how to disable his alarm badge that hangs around his neck. That's a silent alarm. They knew how to remove phones out of boxes. They knew how to stop checking for devices that might track them down. They knew the whole structure. They knew how to rob this place accurately enough to get away with it. And this guy was held at gunpoint the entire time and robbed. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like, we live in Indiana where it's an open, what is it? Not open carry. Is it?
Concealed.
It's concealed carry. And for me at my job, there's plenty of people in the city that I work in that carry guns into the store all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of, you never know when that split second, you don't want to prejudice, you don't want to prejudge people. You don't have prejudice. You don't want to like call people out based on their look. But people who just walk in with any kind of weapon, you don't know what to do. Bad day, good day, whatever. You're working retail, people just be pissed off about the weather being bad. You know what I mean? So it's rough.
I mean, even in order to do that, they have to go through extensive training to have it concealed carry or open carry like that. But for you to just have a weapon, a license to you, it's 20-minute process and it's yours.
Mm.
It's sad.
It's really too, and like this just keeps happening. Like,
and like, what are we supposed to do? You know, like, how can you prevent that?
you can't.
There's really nothing that you can do. Like, even if you stop selling guns,
Like,
they're gonna find it
there's
somewhere.
ways to get them.
People have guns, underground. Like, what are you gonna do about it? It's just, that's the worst part about it to me, is that we really don't know what to do.
This says a motive was not yet known. His family described him as paranoid and antisocial.
That's like everybody.
And they sold him a gun.
It's.
I mean, if your background check comes back clean,
I feel like that's easy to allow in some way. I
you
mean,
just gotta make a sale.
like if I did nothing wrong, because I'm paranoid and antisocial, I'm gonna do
Like, yeah,
shit
that's
wrong.
not any reason to turn someone away. I mean, you have every right as a person who sells firearms to say, I don't want to sell it to you.
Yep.
But if you're running a small business,
You gotta make money.
here you go.
from it.
Especially, that's probably an expensive gun too.
See, and again, I really don't want to.
But no one needs, who like even selling this type of gun. Like no one.
That's the part that
no
really
one
does
needs
need to
this
change.
gun.
Like, why do you need a semi-automatic weapon?
This is
I don't know one reason.
This is a war gun. Why the fuck you need a war gun?
You don't use them for hunting, so that's out. You don't need it to protect yourself at home because you can use a regular ass pistol.
Okay, gun is fine.
You just need 1 or 2 bullets to come out.
Say what? This is like the gun we use on Warzone.
Exactly. Like, this is military
attachments and
grade
everything.
shit right here. Like, what is the deal?
We might go get a dub tonight with that same gun on Call of Duty. Like that's literally what it looks like.
I understand people like to collect things, but I just feel like if you're gonna do that, then you shouldn't have ammo.
The purpose of this collection, the purpose of this passion, what people claim they live and breathe by that Second Amendment right, it escapes me on why and the reason for
I'm sure it's exhilarating to shoot this gun like out at targets, but it's fun to do illegal shit too.
The word
Go to range and
It's
shoot.
fun to go drive without a seatbelt and fucking speed down the street too. But
that
you shouldn't
word,
do it.
Walt, that word you just used is the problem. Exhilarating.
Oh,
It is a thrill. You get
Yeah.
an emotional, high dopamine response from carrying a tool that is only designed for ending life.
yeah.
And for people who want to go out and do that, that's not okay for them to have access to this. And I don't care. People can be like, well, it's my right to carry it around, whatever gun look like that, shotgun, sniper, pistol, whatever you want. It's my right to carry that around. And do what?
Protect yourself in case you get jumped.
Will there be some times you gotta protect yourself? Yes, there are situations where yes, 1% I agree. Protect yourself. I'm not saying take away people's guns, but this gun we're looking at right now on screen, this AR 5.56 pistol, whatever it is, augmented M13 Warzone loadout. This is crazy. Like it's something that's dangerous, and I can't imagine somebody walking around that's like, oh, I only feel protected and safe when I carry this around.
Yeah.
Well, you threatened me. I don't know if my life's at risk because you walked in with something that is scary. Mm-hmm. And if you can carry that, what's to stop me from walking around with a fucking sword? What if someone walked in with a fucking... No, I'm serious. What if someone walked around with a fucking sword into your building on their hip? You'd be like, why do you have that in my store, sir? Oh, it's for my protection. Why are you carrying a fucking sword?
I would feel safer around that person because they're probably going through one or two people at a time. Like with this, it's over for anybody in your vicinity.
Like if you got a sword, like I feel like we can
probably stop this guy.
We come together and get this.
You
guy.
might kill one or two of us though.
Regardless of melee or ranged weapon.
Behind you though. Like,
it's gonna be easier to stop this guy with a sword.
I'm still saying.
All right, I'm over.
You're not fucking throwing a sword at somebody.
It's over, bro. The first. That's just nuts, bro.
You throw a sword, that's all you got. This right here, you got long range.
Oh man, it's to me at the end of the day, like people who. So let's say in the context of you, anybody else has a weapon that's close to this.
Yeah.
At the scene of when this happened, the day this happened. Well, what are they gonna do?
Just start shooting like you are.
Just start shooting.
Yeah, that probably
with police within an hour in range of the site. They hear on dispatch shots fired. Yeah. They may or may not be able to identify the suspect. They hear shots fired, whatever weapon, and they may see you hunkering down to defend yourself or to maybe be a good man and help defend other people. Mm-hmm. Regardless, in a moment's notice, we've seen with many situations, police shoot first and ask questions later. So you're going to put your life on the line to protect people from...
But no one said you gotta do that, though.
No, they don't. But that's the main argument for why we have this law.
I mean,
for a lot of people.
Just I have it, I mean, I have to use it. Like right now, I'm at the store. I have a concealed gun on me. Mm. I hear shots. I probably still run.
Then why have your gun?
Because if you ran up on me, that's differently. But if I hear from some distance,
right,
and like I have this,
I don't have to run and go protect.
But if you're,
I'm not gonna run and protect somebody else. I'm having it on me because like you run up on me, a little weird.
Pat,
and I have that
if you had this going on you,
but that's not the gun I'm gonna have on me.
Right.
Like you can't conceal that.
You have a gun. You have a gun on you, and you're trying to run or hide or whatever, no matter what commotion is going on, right? If people see your weapon on hand, they'll automatically identify noise and danger with equipment you have on you, thus designated as a threat, police or civilian.
So you think that nobody should have one?
No,
personally,
it's not what I'm saying.
I'm okay with handguns, but like I don't think you need this. Like if you want to have a handgun, niggas are wild out here. Like I'm okay with you protecting yourself, but you don't need this though.
I'm saying it's a very slippery slope. I'm saying there's no easy solution to this. Definitely not.
It's not black or white.
It's not black or white. But I'm saying that protecting yourself, yes, run if you can. But a lot of people who try to defend having something of this caliber,
that
go about good guy with a gun. It's
not
like
it should just be banned. Sorry, like unless you're in the military, I don't see the need for it. So it shouldn't be even in access at any store, because anybody could just go in there and just steal this shit. Like that's just crazy.
I'll get one tomorrow, right now.
I mean, you probably could if you really wanted to.
No, I really don't.
You really probably could.
Also really expensive.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to have a couple bands on you, but
hey, matter of fact, buddy probably got the whole stimmy. He's like, "Well, get my stimmy."
I know people that come in that have like, they're buying gun safes that can fit 64 guns in it.
For it to collect dust and sit in your safe.
To just be out in their backyard shooting shit.
That's what they do. I mean, hey,
it's a lifestyle.
It is, and I don't get it.
And there's competitions for it.
More power to you, I guess, man.
You can join shooting competitions.
I mean,
it's the whole thing.
I've shot guns. I've volunteered for shooting ranges to like throw the little disc in the air so that people can practice things like that.
You're a victim.
No. It was a volunteer thing we had to do for Boys and Girls Club when I was like 17, 16. I get the fun of it. Like people who are talented are talented. It's an aspect of a sport. It's an aspect of protection and things like that, right?
I feel like that's where it should stay though. Like there should be like a place where you can go get that energy out at the range, but you can't take it home with you. That's how I feel.
You should be able to get home with you.
Not that
gun.
Yeah.
No, fuck no.
And that should be a gun limit.
If you say that, then like your whole point is just like, pointing to each other.
There's a degree of I understand where you might need a gun like that depending on where you live at to defend yourself. Because not every home
is it a zombie apocalypse?
We're not at war.
I'm not saying. I know. But like I've heard arguments to where like, hey,
it's a group of people coming at you.
Yes. And honestly, pistol is not as intimidating as a full rifle. Or pistol might not have the caliber or the penetration right, but shotguns have short range and they're pellet spread. Either they're pellet spread or they're slugs.
How often does a group of people come at you though? It's not
about how often. It's about location. It's about location where you live at to defend yourself, right?
How big is your house? You need to put an assault rifle.
What do you mean? Like you live out by yourself?
It just depends on the environment that you live in, right? So if you live in an area where you might have a higher crime rate, in an area where you feel like you might be more threatened, if you live in an area where, like, let's say you do live by yourself, you live out a certain land. I know. So a family used to live with when I needed a place to stay. They lived out in a very rural area where they had chickens and farm animals and stuff like that, and there were coyotes. And a pistol or a shotgun may have not have cut it. That's just one example of like, hey, you live out in this area where like a multiple hostile threat might not just be covered with like, hey, just this pistol, or hey, just this one shotgun. There are instances where something more deadly might be required.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm confused on your stance on this shit because like at first you said like,
yeah, that's true.
Not out in public, no.
Okay. So
not
you just mean at home.
But if I have it, I'm taking it out in public.
Yeah, how do you keep them from
you
taking it out?
You can't keep it taking it out in public if they already have it at home.
Law?
He gets a fuck about a law? Like what the fuck?
This is all against the law.
I'm saying, but like if people saw it, like if you see somebody walking around this in public, or if you're a police officer, pull them over.
If I don't care about killing somebody, I just don't give a fuck about a law about me having a gun in public.
Dude, somebody caught you. So like, there are places where people can walk around with a whole AR, regardless. We went to City Hall. We went to City Hall for the Black Lives Matter protest.
Yeah.
People walked around with rifles. They weren't loaded with mags, but they could. Police marched with us. They didn't care. But walking around with rifles in public, I do not agree with.
Yeah.
But like, no, but the whole argument was like, what's stopping me if I have it in my house? So why not just ban me having it in my house then? Because if it's a law for me to take it out in public, and I don't care about the fucking law, that's stopping these mass casualties.
Was it said in this article that did he carry it around openly? Did he conceal it, or did he pull out last second? What's going on?
I mean, he probably
parked and
directly from
came
his
out
car.
here and started shooting.
Yeah.
He came out of nowhere.
He probably parked in
because they probably would have called the police over if he was just walking around.
Yeah, if he was walking around with it, but that's anybody though.
Dude, man, I've seen plenty of people that there's plenty of people.
Yeah, I guess I don't know
states.
if it's legal to do that there.
No, there are states where it's just legal, just like walk to Starbucks, have it on your shoulder. Like
that's
it
why.
But like the whole argument,
it should just be cut and dry.
If you take away automatic all the way, it doesn't happen. But if you let me have
if you got coyote problems,
if you got coyote problems,
you gotta figure something else out. Like get like an electric fence or some shit.
Yeah, true. But like if I have it in my house and like I don't give a fuck one day,
you could just snap. Like you could just be shit. You could just be done with people, bro. I'm tired of everybody that lives in this town. I'm about to take care of it. Let's just stop that.
I mean, I guess.
You don't sell it to them.
You're gonna sell it to me. I don't do it.
Now they gotta go through extra measures to do that.
You're not wrong. I mean, you're not. I definitely see you guys.
I mean, they could just run through there with a car.
At the end of the day, I still agree with Chris Rock's point in his stand-up, man. I mean, we should have bullet patrol before gun control. You can have whatever gun you want to, but you got a lack of ammunition. You have a limited amount of ammunition.
Yeah, I guess you could probably buy as much as you want.
Yeah, if you have enough ammunition, you can cause danger. But if you have a mag, and mags and bullets are dummy expensive, guess what? You ain't got a whole lot of ammo, are you?
That's a good point too. Yeah, I like that.
So you can have whatever gun you want to. Matter of fact, you go to discount, go to the shooting range to shoot it only there. And they count it in front of you.
If you just make it really expensive and give a limit on the bullets
for consumer take home purchase, yes. If you're a shooting range, yes. You have a license, your membership to the shooting club, you can get a discount to shoot as many times as you want to keep it at your home property, on your own possession, raise the price by 500% per bullet.
I don't know what. I mean, obviously, people would argue about the price, but I don't know how you could say no to that if you still want to hold your gun. Like,
Yeah, I'll get hold my
it's
gun.
just the price you got to pay for it now.
Because you know what Chris Rock said to stand up? This nigga got $5,000 of bullets in his ass. He must have done something. Bro, somebody get shot with $5,000. They must have done something out there. But that was his whole joke. And as you know, he jokes about it. That's still somewhere like, dude, if ammunition costs as much, man, ain't no way. Matter of fact, people who have ammunition right now,
It's just be the rich people shooting people.
right? And if people who say like, "Oh, I got ammunition stuck right now," all right. If you have ammunition stuck right now, how about you trading your ammo for either a tax break or for a refund or money?
We'll pay you to give you your ammo back.
Yeah, several $100,000, however much it got to be, right?
I still think people wouldn't do it. They just come back with half of it. They still got a whole storage
Bro,
unit.
if somebody said like,
Hey,
"Hey,"
they selling it on the black market.
well, somebody said, "Hey, I'll give you $500 for this box of ammo," what are you gonna do?
I mean, me, I'm a sane person that doesn't have a gun. If I just had that, yeah, I'll take the 500. But we're talking about killers. They're not giving you shit. They'd rather see a person dead than see $500. So, I mean, you talking to someone who have sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Hey,
but we can move
listen,
on.
man. If it don't make money, it don't make sense.
And guns do make money.